right, welcome back, Computer Studies 10. We are going to be looking at a little bit more detail about sprites. First thing I want to talk about is that sprites live in a stage, and the stage is a big XY graph. Just like in math class when you're supposed to, draw the equation of a line or whatever, is an XY environment. So let's open up the stage. I know I'm kind of hiding it, but maybe I can move this over. Here we go. Whoa, gosh. So let's go over here, and I think you can see me now. So I'm going to click on the backdrop, or the stage. I'm clicking on the stage, and now I can see that I can look at, gotta zoom out a bit. I can look at the stage backdrops, and I can add a backdrop. This isn't for a sprite. I clicked on the stage, and I can now add in a backdrop. So let's add in a backdrop from all these lovely ones, and I think under patterns, no, I guess I'll just search for X, Y, grid. Yes, here we go. So I've just put this in temporarily. I don't necessarily recommend this for every project, but it's kind of handy to just put this out when you're planning a project, even if it's going to be a game or a story or whatever. Like, it's just nice to be able to see what are the coordinates. So you can see, for example, the top of the screen is 180. The bottom of the screen is negative 180 for the Y coordinates. And the middle, of course, is 0. So, like, that's the position here. And you can kind of get, like, here's negative 100 for X, negative 200 for X. This is negative 240. Over here is positive 240. The center is 0, 0. So that helps you kind of see what's going on. So, yeah, again, highly recommend. As you move your animal, your sprite, whatever it is, around, you'll be able to sort of investigate its properties and see what's going on. Again, my face is in the wrong place. I should have moved it for this video. Now that I think about it. Oh well, we can make this happen anyways. So you can see that Shrek Cat has an XY coordinate. Negative X, positive Y. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? Where is it measuring this point from? Well, every sprite has a center. And if you go to your sprite editor, and you're kind of looking at your sprite, it's hard to see where it is in the new Scratch, but there's sort of a built-in center. I can, if I move it out of the way, oh, there we go, you can see it now. See that little crosshair? I'm pointing as if you can see me point. See that little crosshair? It's like a circle with a line through. It looks like maybe like a gun is going to fire. That's the center of the sprite. You want to kind of line it up with the natural center. That's the point where the Scratch sprites are measured their XY coordinates from. It's also the center which they rotate around. So if you build your sprite away from that, like if I was to build my sprite, and this rotation center, the center of mass, if you will, is outside of the sprite, then it'll rotate around that, and its XY coordinates will be measured from that point, which might be confusing. You might be like, why is it over here? It doesn't look like it's correct. So do be careful when you build your sprites to kind of line them up with the center, unless you're unless you wanted to make it outside for whatever reason. All right, let's look at some other features about sprites. So yeah, you can see this. I really like the hide show. You can do this with code as well, but sometimes there's going to be sprites that you don't want to have shown until a certain moment, a surprise, a jump scare, like something like that. So what you can do is you can hide or show. You can do this with code as well, the blocks of code. And this also will tell you if it's hidden and shown. Sometimes you might wonder, where did my sprite go? What happened? And it's like, oh, it was just hidden. It's all it was. So you can take a look at those features. Size is sometimes useful because sometimes you want a giant cat. If you type in, say, 200, then it grows. Whoa. It doubled in size. Like, this is a percentage. So 200% is like doubling the size. We can make it 50%. And it will, it just zooms over. It's half the original size. And if it's a vector graphic, it will be, not get more pixely or whatever. So there you go. That's a nice feature. One of the more confusing ones is direction. So I hope I can show this without my face getting in the way. Here we go. So direction, it's not obvious which way is which, but you can see which way it's facing. I mean, you can kind of see which way it's facing right now. It's set to rotate a 360. So as I kind of click and drag, you can see in the corner, and maybe I'll just move the sprite over a bit. So you can see as we click and drag, like it moves in that direction. It's kind of interesting to note that 0 is straight up. So if you have it facing 0 degrees, it's facing straight up. This is 90 degrees, 180, 270. Oh, no, it's not. Well, I guess it would be if you keep going. But technically what Scratch says at 180, when you flip over, it says actually negative 90. And it goes back down to 0. But you could type in 270 and it would know what you mean. So that's good. Also, sometimes you want to just flip left-right. So this is another option here. You can just click the flip left-right. And then it doesn't actually do much moving until you flip around and then it faces the other way. So if you ever wanted to flip your sprite to face a different way, that's a nice way to do it. You can also make it not rotate at all. And then its direction does not control its picture. It doesn't look any different. Sorry, just to make that clear, in case my face is on top of it. That's this button here. So you can just make it not rotate at all. All right. That's a lot of the Sprite basics that I wanted you to find out about. We're going to take a look in the next video about doing some coding. We're going to take a look at building some basic scripts, and see some examples of some of the fun things that we can do. Okay, so stay tuned for that next video. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching.